What's good, everybody? It's your boy ssjk-dots, the first Black Super Saiyan to arrive on this planet. I'm back here with another video. Welcome to 2024. We are going to listen to the Good Morning America interview with Jonathan Majors. As you guys know, I do not agree with his verdict. I do not like this whole situation, how it panned out. And I do not like especially how the world treated this man on some bullshit. Because I just find it strange and weird that, this man worked at Marvel Studios, right? He works at Marvel Studios. He also has other people that work at Marvel Studios with him, Mohan Kapoor and Chano Chawarta. And I remember when their allegations came out, Mohan Kapoor has allegations of pedophilia, and Mohan Kapoor has allegations of sexual assault. And the same people that was attacking Jonathan Majors, we're not keeping that same energy for them. So, yeah, it was a weird time. But let's go ahead and get into this interview. I stand with Jonathan Majors regardless. I really don't care. That New York, y'all trash. And this is just to let anybody, especially if you black. Jonathan Majors is lucky. He even got a lawyer good enough to take down most of those charges he had. Imagine if it was you, regular you or me, in that same situation, and not having nearly as much money as you would require to get you a good lawyer and get you out of that pickle that you're stuck in. But let's go ahead and get into this interview from Good Morning America. All right, let's go ahead and get into the interview now.
Now, our ABC News exclusive with actor Jonathan Majors. Lindsay, you sat down with him.
Yeah, this is Majors' first interview since he was convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment. And there's really a lot to unpack here. He calls the 2-year relationship with Grace Jabari toxic, dangerous, and unhealthy. But he is adamant. He says there was absolutely no physical abuse.
Look at that. So far, I love how Good Morning America accurately dropped the charges as they are. Because if anything, you guys, these charges he should be getting fired for is kind of nonsense. He shouldn't even got these charges anyway, especially the misdemeanor reckless assault. How the fuck are you guilty for defending yourself? Huh? Make that make sense. I mean, fuck the law. Make that make sense in general. You're guilty for defending yourself. This man was the one on camera running. It wasn't Grace. Oh, but we basically what they did was like, well, shit, we ain't got nothing, so let's give him something, just to make it fair to the other side, just for the prosecution. What the fuck? Whatever.
I told you, time isn't what you think.
Less than a year ago, the name Jonathan Majors was followed by talk of critical and box office success, skyrocketing fame, even
Great
Oscar
actor.
buzz.
I'm coming for everything.
But this morning, a different conversation surrounds that marquee name.
Something about sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation. A situation that I, in many ways, put myself in.
The actor spoke exclusively with ABC News for the first time after being convicted in late December for harassment and misdemeanor reckless assault in the 3rd degree, which could carry a penalty of up to a year behind bars.
Why did you decide you wanted to?
For a lot of people watching, he admitted that he put himself in a situation in a sense, which I'm not disagreeing with, but we'll explain that when we get further into it.
Off now.
I felt like it was time. A lot has happened in my personal life, in my career, in the culture. It's about responsibility and coming forward and being brave and giving my part of the story.
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was I was absolutely shocked, and afraid. And I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible? Based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence. How is that possible?
But after only hours of deliberation, a jury of his peers agreed with prosecutors that he did physically injure his then girlfriend Grace Jabari in an incident last March.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. She's unconscious.
That 911 call from Majors came hours after an argument broke out with Jabari in the back seat of an SUV, when Majors received a text from another woman saying, "Oh, how I wish to be kissing you." Jabari testified that when she grabbed the phone, Majors tried to get it back, fracturing her finger and giving her a cut behind her ear.
She says inside the car.
Yeah, and it's like this, like, what was he supposed to do? I mean, this girl's fighting him, and she's at a point where she's chasing him down the street, and he wants to get away from her. He doesn't want nothing else to do with her, and she's still pursuing him. Oh, but you're guilty for defending yourself, Jonathan. You're guilty, Jonathan. She chasing me. What the fuck I'm supposed to do?
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
I mean, some physical force gonna have to be applied. I mean, but I'll say this though. I'm glad he didn't take it too far, like some people would have. But you have to get this girl up off of him, because the driver in the vehicle said that she was the one being the aggressor. She's the one who started the altercation, and the driver is the only witness there that can really speak on it, who is driving the vehicle. But you're guilty. You're guilty for defending yourself. That's why, you guys, I think it's in it happens in some states where, like, let's say somebody breaks into your house and you shoot them in the back, and you can be in trouble for that, even though somebody broke into your house and put your and threaten your life and all that. But if you shoot them in the back, you're in trouble. Bullshit.
You hit her in the face,
Yeah.
twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish the God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't cause
I have no
them.
question.
Surveillance video shows Majors getting out of the car, followed by Jabari, whom he then puts back inside the vehicle. What happens next is what the defense remains focused on. Majors runs off, and Jabari chases after him.
If you watch those videos and you reverse that, and you saw a black man chasing a young white girl down the street, screaming and crying, that man is going to be shot and killed in the streets of New York City.
Another thing, he made a great point, and this is why I need y'all to understand. This is why anyone who really turned his situation to a joke, y'all hella foul, because if the situation was flipped and that was a white woman being chased by a black man, all you guys would have been calling Jonathan Majors a beast, a freak of nature, a monster, all that and shit. So let's keep that a buck. This is why I say men don't care about men when they get attacked. And women, a lot of women don't care about men when they get attacked. That's why most men in general don't even speak up on shit when they get abused or whatever. I'm not saying Jonathan's being abused, but he was assaulted, right? And most men don't want to speak up on this shit because ain't nobody finna take it serious. They gonna tell you, oh, you better man the fuck up and deal with her. Like I said, he makes a good point. Reverse this whole situation. If not just a white woman, if that was a woman being chased by a man, none of y'all wouldn't be making as many jokes as you are, right? Because this is where I agree. In society, there is a lot of men in society that are, just a threat in general, right? To women, we can't take that away. There is that power structure in society, but still, if the roles was reversed, people are going to be tearing down Jonathan. But in this case, people making memes about Jonathan being a track star, Great Grace being a track star, keeping up with Kang, all that and shit. And it's like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? This shit's serious, and y'all making fun of it. But like I said, but this is why I say it's easy for people that are not in these situations to laugh about this shit and downplay it because you're not in it. But I bet if you was a black man in this situation, y'all wouldn't be laughing about it. Y'all would not be asking people. Y'all be asking people to not laugh about your situation. You would hope that they take it serious, especially if you was not in the wrong. But it's whatever. It's whatever.
Major's defense team shared these photos, which he says show the injuries he received that night, which were deemed inadmissible in court.
How were you injured?
My injuries were, I had a scratch on my hand, from clawing for the phone, and I had a gash on my, at the time I had a beard. Under my beard, I had essentially a fingernail scratch on my cheek from pressure, and that bled overnight.
But prosecutors say Majors was the aggressor. District Attorney Alvin Bragg says the evidence presented throughout this trial illustrated a cycle of psychological and emotional abuse. In court, prosecutors pointed to a previous argument during which he knocked a candle to the floor.
I completely lost my temper in that moment and threw it all on the ground. That's not something I would want my child to do, and I did that. I absolutely did that, and felt terrible about it.
The prosecution also played audio Jabari had recorded earlier in the relationship where Majors encouraged her to act more like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama.
I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. The woman that supports me needs to be a great woman.
There are some who question, especially in the black community.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this real quick too. The black community itself, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? I mean, it was already too many people in the black community that already canceled Jonathan Majors and didn't even try to give him benefit of the doubt, or at least give him a chance until he was proven either innocent or guilty. As soon as y'all heard the allegations, y'all went ahead and teared this man down, especially the pro-black people in our community, but that's besides the point. With this situation, when Jonathan Majors brought that up, and I can't believe people's mind went to this. Jonathan Majors was talking about a woman of character, good character, right? And I'll tell y'all, this is where Jonathan messed up at. This woman clearly was not built to be what he hoped that she might have been. Now, maybe early in the relationship, he saw some good qualities and stuff, like, I really want to be with this girl. I mean, it was together for 2 years, so you must have seen something there if they was together for 2 years. And, he's not asking for her to be a black woman. A lot of black people took that as, why he asked to be a black woman? Because there's a lot of black women that ain't like Michelle Obama. There's a lot of black women that ain't like Coretta Scott King. There is some, but Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King are their own unique selves. The point is, he's just asking for a great woman, right? Now, this is where Jonathan messed up at. He should have dropped this girl because you're asking her to be something that she probably is never going to be, But one thing he should have just immediately dropped her for was that she was going to endanger his life and his career, because she's over getting drunk. She getting drunk, bringing her friends around. Like, we seen what happened to these celebrities when they just start messing around with these regular ass people that don't know how to act in their little social circle. I mean, anything happened. Like, I remember the news when Kim Kardashian got those dudes broke into her hotel, robbed all her jewels and stuff. We saw what happened to Pop Smoke. We saw what happened to PNB Rock. Like, we see what happened to these celebrities when they dealing with regular smuggler ass people that do not live in their social circle, and they can endanger them. Like, Grace is getting drunk. She bringing around her friends when he's drunk too. Like, anything happened. You bringing around all these regular people around Jonathan's business. Like, come on. But he should have dropped this girl. Don't try to demand or force anybody to be something that they cannot be. If they can't be it, move on from them. But in relationships, you got to come to a middle ground. You got to get to a common ground on shit, because y'all in a relationship. There needs to be some type of compromise on something. But asking someone to be a totally different person than what they already are is demanding too much. But there's nothing wrong with asking your partner, like, hey, I see there's a problem here, so let's fix this. Like, you know, let's say, for example, I don't know, it is a minor, but let's say, for example, a girl notices that her man keeps on leaving up the toilet seat every single time. They just recently got together. They finally moved in, and he keeps on leaving up the toilet seat. And she just get mad at it, like, you know, she's like, I'll just let it down. But then it keeps happening, and she like tells him, babe, look, could you please stop leaving up the toilet seat? Cause blah 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 blah, right? You know, please just let it down before I go use it. You know. It's stuff that builds up over time, and it's like you kind of let it go for a bit, but then it's like, all right, I finally need to address it. I can't keep letting it go because eventually it's going to spiral out into a problem. So there's nothing wrong with doing stuff like that and asking your partner to be a better person, but regardless, don't force a person to be something that you cannot be. But still, as at the end of the day of this, regardless of anything, the law judged Jonathan Majors unfairly. So let's go.
Community, as you're probably well aware, that people were saying.
Oh, and also, the black community also bashing Jonathan Major for dating a white woman. What the fuck what the fuck was that? Love is not exclusive to an ethnicity, a race. It ain't exclusive to that. It ain't even exclusive to a sex. I don't. If you a man and you like a man, okay. If you a black man, you like a white woman, cool. If you're a white woman, you like a black man, cool. Love ain't exclusive to ethnicity or race. If there's somebody in your life that makes you feel good, that makes you feel like you are a special and amazing person, you know, and you also make that person feel like they're special and amazing, that y'all are able to come together, y'all from two different backgrounds, two different religions, so many more, and you guys are able to be a powerhouse as a couple and do things like change the world and all that. So love ain't exclusive to race or ethnicity. I don't like people that try to box people in, saying black people can only date black people, white people can only date white people, Mexican people can only date Mexican. Like, stop that bullshit. Like, stop that shit, because there be so many people. There might be a Mexican kid that meets a nice Asian girl, you know, and she could really like be for him, right? But then just because his culture tells him, nah, you not supposed to date no Asian girl. You supposed to get with a Mexican girl, right? He probably might end up with a woman that's really not for him, and this Asian girl could have been really for him, but he passed him an opportunity because of something that she can't control or change, right? She was born Asian. She can't fix that. And besides, love should be based off someone's how you pick who's gonna be your partner should be based off their character anyways, right? Not even just because they black or white or whatever. Should be based off their character, how they act, how they make you feel, what they really do for you, right? And what you also do for them. Is y'all love mutual, or is it toxic? Like, what is it? But I don't this be them saying like Dr. Umar motherfuckers that be out like that be downplaying them. And there's some black people that was trying to literally admit that Jonathan Majors deserved what happened to him because he did date a white girl. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Despicable ass shit.
Why was he telling this woman to be like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama?
It was me trying to give an analogy of what it is I'm aspiring to be. You know, these great men, Martin, President Obama, and trying to give a reference point to that. One of the things I also say is, like, I need her, and I guess Grace, to make the same sacrifices that I am making.
In a statement to ABC News, an attorney for Jabari said in part, "It is not at all surprising that Mr. Majors continues to take no accountability for his actions," adding, "The timing of these new statements demonstrates a clear lack of remorse for his actions."
Do you feel you're not responsible for her injuries at all?
I shouldn't have been in the car. I shouldn't have stepped out of the relationship. I shouldn't have been in the relationship. If I'm not in the car, none of this is happening. If I leave the relationship, none of this is happening. If I'm man enough or brave enough to say, I want to see somebody else, or I'm done now, I'm not in that car. We're not here. I'm responsible for those things.
But none of her injuries.
Can't say that. None of her injuries.
Sentencing is less than a month away. Legal analysts say it's possible but unlikely that he would get any time behind bars. He's already said he plans to appeal.
Take a moment to pause. And as I say, I'll say this real quick. I really don't give a fuck if she sustained injuries or not. He was trying to defend himself and get away from the girl. Like, what are we talking about? Oh, she hurt her finger. Better deal with it. You was chasing him down the street. The fuck?
I told you, time.
Shit, I understand if he was beating your ass, but he wasn't beating your ass. He's the one running from you.
Now to more of my exclusive interview with Jonathan Majors, the actor who was convicted of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment just as his career was taking off. Majors says he always intended to take the witness stand, but didn't in the end because he felt the prior testimony was so compelling that there was nothing else for him to add. But now that the jury has spoken, he felt it was time to tell his story.
It's been very, very, very hard and very difficult and confusing in many ways.
Jonathan Majors breaking his silence just weeks after a Manhattan jury found him guilty of misdemeanor reckless assault and harassment of his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. The actor, at times, emotional.
Oh, sorry. You know, I haven't seen my daughter in a long time. You know, and
you got a daughter?
A lot of it has to do with this situation. I haven't seen my daughter in a long time. You know, and
yo, this new information for me. What the heck?
A lot of it has to do with this situation.
In a split verdict, Majors was found not guilty of 2 other misdemeanors, assault with intent to cause physical.
Oh, in just a moment, let me talk about something else. I really hate the audience because y'all motherfuckers be doing so many dumbass conspiracy theories. Y'all remember the video where Jonathan Majors was helping out those kids that was beefing and shit, and everybody was like, "Oh, look at Jonathan Majors' PR team. They're trying to set up this situation to make Jonathan look like a good person." Do y'all idiots remember that Jonathan Majors' PR team dropped him around when the army dropped him from their ads and shit? He and his PR team dropped him. Where the fuck did he get a PR team from? No PR team wanted to hire his ass. His PR team was his fucking lawyer. And y'all telling me Jonathan Majors was using his money that he needed for his court, paid over probably 10, 15 kids and had to pay their parents too to get them all to act in on this video. And he was gonna randomly break up some 2 kids fighting. Like, y'all really, there's dumbasses that really think that shit was fake. Y'all, it's LA. So celebrities frequent LA. That school was in an area that, you know, is close to a very public area. So it's not shocking that a celebrity came across a situation happening in LA. Celebrities frequent LA. Idiots, man, idiots.
Injury and aggravated assault.
They're saying you didn't intend to injure her, but the result of your recklessness injured her.
Right.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Not with her body.
Not with her body.
The physical altercation started inside an SUV after Majors received a suggestive text message from another woman. Hours later, after Majors placed a 911 call, police found Jabari unconscious on the closet floor in their apartment, as seen in this body camera footage.
You feel that
Drunk
you did
ass.
anything wrong on the night of March 25th? If you could relive that night.
I wouldn't have picked her up. I wouldn't have picked her up. I wouldn't have put her back in the car. I wouldn't have tried to keep her in the car. I would have gotten out that car and ran immediately.
The two met back in 2021 on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Trash movie.
The prosecution has described your relationship
Jonathan's acting
with
was the
Grace
best part
Jabari
about that
as
trash movie, though.
tumultuous and abusive. How would you describe that 2-year relationship?
I loved Grace. Our relationship was not healthy, you know, and that began to reveal itself over time.
Why'd you stay?
I was scared. With the red flags, I found that, I use this word, I said, oh, this is dangerous. This is months before the incident. I should have been brave. I should have said, no, this isn't working, and I should have walked away.
I agree.
And I didn't.
Troubling signs in the relationship were revealed
I
when
agree with that.
prosecutors presented
taking
text
accountability.
messages where Majors expressed suicidal thoughts, saying, "Maybe I'm such a monster and horrible man that I don't deserve it and should just kill myself."
Were you suicidal?
The ideations of removing myself from situations permanently is a thought that I've had, since I was a kid, since I was a young boy on the farm in Texas. It's not there anymore. I've done that. I'm doing the work to keep it at bay and make sure it's not there anymore.
Through it all, Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview.
Shouts
How
out
would
Megan.
you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, I'm so blessed to have her. The relationship is still fresh, but I think I found her.
The March 2023 incident thrust Major's
Hey,
dating
bro,
history
hold
to
on
the
real quick.
forefront.
Y'all niggas like, ooh, Johnny D, bro. He with it, bro. Look. So, a woman who played a character in a DC movie is coming together with King the Conqueror, right? If that ain't love, I don't know what love is. Shouts out Jonathan, bro, and Megan. Shouts out Jonathan and Megan. Oh, yeah, and also the people saying Megan was doing it for some publicity. Y'all also stupid. Like, y'all really think Megan is going to do this all for publicity and for what? Because she knows this. She knows she gonna lose her female audience anyways. I mean, her audience isn't mainly a female audience anyways. I mean, she really been for the dudes, bruh. But she would. This is a situation she would lose her female audience. Y'all really think she's doing this for some type of publicity? That's all publicity stunt. Like, that shit dumb. Like, y'all be overthinking shit. I swear, y'all be overthinking stuff. The internet has poisoned people's minds so much that I think everything is a conspiracy theory out here.
Stone article back in June detailed multiple allegations of abusive behavior dating back to Major's relationships in college. Allegations Majors vehemently denies. His attorneys offered past partners to defend him.
Have you ever had issues with domestic abuse?
I've witnessed it, but never participated. I've been smacked up before, but yeah, never exercised it. Those relationships went back to when I was 21, 22 years old, and I just think, was I a jerk? Was I a mean guy? And I go, yeah, knowing what I know now, like, oh, severe depression, childhood trauma. I've had very few relationships, so I can gather what situations we're talking about. Yeah, I was not the best boyfriend all the time.
But never hit a woman?
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman, ever.
After gaining critical acclaim for films like The Last Black Man in San Francisco, Major's once red-hot career is now...
And Rolling Stone, y'all are very unprofessional for that article, and that's a very cowardice article anyways, because y'all ain't want to drop no names, no nothing. So you got over like 10 people throwing out allegations, and not one of them want to drop their names and stand on business. And y'all telling me, I'm supposed to believe your allegations, your little facts and evidence, your little facts, and it's not even evidence that you're bringing to the table. No timelines, no nothing of what happened, and a lot of people that were witnesses from stuff from the outside in that don't want to say their names or say how or verify how valid they are and how well they knew Jonathan. Rolling Stone went as far as getting people that just sat in class with Jonathan that barely even knew him. Like, the fuck type of evidence is that? But let's go ahead and finish up this video.
Now seemingly at a standstill.
How are you feeling?
Moments after the verdict, Marvel Studios dropped him. He was set to play the prominent character Kang in upcoming films.
I am Kang!
But despite the possibility of serving time, Majors believes the script for his career is still being written.
You think you'll ever work in Hollywood again?
Yeah, I do. I pray I do. But it's God's plan and God's timing.
For those who say, look, he's convicted at this point, what would you say? I mean, do you deserve a second chance?
Well, I think I do. I hope other people think that.
During closing arguments, Jonathan Majors' attorney said his worst fears as a black man calling 911 in America came true. Those words brought Majors to tears in court. He says race very much played a role in his arrest. He claims he was injured. He points to surveillance video where Grace Jabari pursued him, chasing him for blocks. She was arrested but never prosecuted. He calls that unjust. And we'll have much more streaming tonight at 7 p.m. on ABC News Live Prime and on Thursday on Impact by Nightline.
Well, hey there, GMA fan.
Yeah, overall, and it makes sense why he didn't want to call the police. This girl showed up in his house drunk, wasted, didn't know how much, if she was injured or not, and guess what? Police arrest him and shit. And you know he was helping out this girl, and they arrest him. Yeah. But you guys, like I said, most of my comments during the video, all I'm gonna say is this: I stand with Jonathan Majors. I really don't give a fuck. I don't care how you feel about it. I stand with Jonathan Majors though. His verdict is bullshit. He shouldn't even be guilty, but it's whatever. Hopefully he can, he does get some more work and gets roles to be in. Personally, I would hope that James Gunn would cast him as Icon in a DC movie. Icon and Rocket, if y'all know who those characters are, solid characters. I'm currently reading the OG 90s issue right now. And yeah, I think he'd do a great job as Icon, right? Not a Jon Stewart. That shit too cliche. Get that shit out of here. But Icon, yeah, would be great. I'm finna go ahead and end this video. Thank y'all for watching. So that peace, love, positivity, all that jazz, doing drugs, like I always say. Deuces.
What did you do? What did you do?